Hey there, welcome to Life Noggin. Ooh, somebody's got a case of disco fever. I hope you get well soon. There was a lot going on in the United States during the 1970s, but besides being really into disco music, what was day-to-day life like when you turned 18 in the 70s? Well, to start with, in the late 60s and early 70s, many of the states lowered the drinking age from 21 to 18. While I'm sure some of you are wishing that they left it there, this change actually resulted in a lot of deaths from car crashes. According to the National Institute of Health, in the mid-70s, alcohol was a factor in more than 60% of traffic fatalities, particularly for those between the ages of 16 and 20. But the drinking age wasn't the only thing that was lowered at the time. In 1971, the 26th Amendment passed, moving the voting age from 21 to 18. Youth voting groups advocated for the change used the slogan, "Old enough to fight, old enough to vote," in response to the draft age being lowered to 18 during World War II. And speaking of the draft, it was officially called the Selective Service Act, and allowed the government to force men into military service. In 1973, after the Vietnam War ended, the draft also ended much to the relief of the public and the hundreds of thousands of men who fled the country or refused to respond when they were drafted. And in 1977, newly elected President Jimmy Carter issued a pardon for everyone who avoided the draft during the war. Between then and now, the average prices of certain things has increased significantly. That means that people in the 70s had an easier time affording things compared to us. For example, in 1970, the average cost for a home was around $26,600. Adjusting for inflation, that would be about $175,600 today. However, in 2018, homes were sold for an average of $385,000. That's nearly a 120% increase in price. The cost of a college education has also increased a lot since the 70s. In 1971, the average yearly price for a public university was $1,400, and a private university was $2,900, which would be about $8,900 and $18,000 today. However, college costs have since skyrocketed. The 2018-2019 school year cost about $22,000 for public universities and about $36,000 for private ones. That is a 100 to 147% increase. But despite rising housing and college prices, the federal minimum wage has decreased by about 31%, from $1.60 in 1970, which is about $10.56 in today's dollars, to $7.25 since 2009. Though some individual states have increased it to as much as $13.25, which explains why my bank account is so small. And also because I'm in animation and people don't want to hire animations. It's sad. So is there another time period that you want us to talk about next? Let me know in the comment section below, or tell me, what should the next episode be about? Curious to know what people actually believed during the 1920s? Check out this video. It was the roaring 1920s and people were literally glowing. These radioactive drinks promise to boost energy levels and cure a number of physical ailments. Some even claim to be aphrodisiacs. Thank you so much for watching and clicking like on this video. As always, my name is Blocko. This has been Life Noggin. Don't forget to keep on thinking.